Good morning, everyone. Making another video about the cleaning process of the Philips LatteGo 4300. I'm all about providing whoever's interested in the easiest and most efficient way of doing things. I know when we get a new product, we're always reading on the internet, looking at the instructional booklet, and I always find that if someone is actually condensing everything and explaining it in a very visual video, then it becomes a little bit more interesting. I'm very visual, so hopefully you guys are as well. So following the first video I've done on the Philips LatteGo 4300 in relation to how to make the perfect brew, this one is about how to clean it and at what intensity and when to do so. Now, I'm one person using this machine and I make about 5 coffees a day. So basically I clean the brew group once a week, and Philips recommends this to be cleaned once a week anyways. And then obviously by cleaning the brew group, and once you remove everything else, then you'll be able to clean the drip tray and the LatteGo system as well. Now I clean the LatteGo system after each use with the automatic cleaning, and I store the milk if there's milk left, and I wash the container by hand. Now it recommends that Philips recommend you can put this in the dishwasher. I'm not gonna do this. I know how dishwashers run super hot and I don't want my plastic to crack. I'd rather take 30 seconds and wash it by hand. Additionally, I have an aqua filter or aqua clean in my water tank, and I use Brita water, so my water is fairly clean. I've ordered these two from Amazon, so I already have an aqua clean ready to go once this one expires. And I've also ordered the descaling tabs that Philips sell. Now, unfortunately, Philips don't sell these on their website anymore. I couldn't find them in Canada. So I went to Amazon and I ordered these two. Fairly easy, very easily searchable. And they came in within 5 or 6 days. So Philips recommend you wash this every week. And depending on the usage, once a week is fairly enough. And the descaling tab once every 3 months. Now, there's no really need to wash this or to descale the machine every month unless you're using the machine in a commercial space and it's already clocking over 3,000 coffees. Then, yeah, maybe once a month, descaling it wouldn't be such a bad idea. As well, what I've purchased from Amazon is a set of brushes. I use the big ones for my car, and then this one specifically, I kept it for the machine. So very, very soft bristles, and it can go everywhere. So normally to wash this, I've seen a lot of videos where people put this in a bucket, put some products, and beat the shit out of that brew group. No need to. This is made of hard plastic, and just with this hot water, like Philips recommend, more than enough. So what I would do and what I normally do is basically with the brush under hot water or lukewarm water, just brush the areas where coffee has left its oil, and the portafilter which you see here in the bottom, and that tray here, and ensuring that there's no coffee residue everywhere else. Now, I've also used the Philips grease that came with it. So I've had the machine for about 4 months now, and I've used the grease once, which is like a few weeks ago. And there are specific areas where you should basically grease the machine, and I'll show you in a second. The railing, so you have like railings here. Already had grease on it, and the grease wasn't like gone, so I kept the grease here. So on both sides, the inside railing and the little piston here, and basically the shaft of the piston, which is right there. So Philips has a detailed video about how to maintain and clean the LatteGo 4300. I highly recommend you watch it. So very easily, a couple of drops here, a couple of drops on the piston and the rail, and you're good to go. Like, no need to overdo it because you're gonna wash this and maintain it on a weekly basis. To use the tab, I can make another video on how to use it. You're gonna have to wait a few months, but very easy. Basically, you turn your machine on once your brew group and everything is inside, obviously. Turn the machine on and choose clean, and choose brew group clean, and the machine will tell you that it's gonna take about 5 minutes. So you open the ground container, you put in the descaler tab, close that and choose to clean. Make sure you have a big enough bowl under this. The whole process is going to take about 5 minutes, where it's going to basically push or dilute the tab and push it through all the internal mechanism of the brew group. At the beginning, the water is going to be a little bit darker because it's cleaning the oils of the coffee or the residue. And then, you know, after a few minutes, the water will be clear, and you know that basically your machine is clean and good to go. There's no aftertaste once you use the machine after this to make a coffee. I found that it's very simple, very automatic, and that's exactly the simplicity I was looking for. I can make another video about this at some point. If you guys in your comments request it, then I can make another video on how to clean it or descale it basically. So once you've done this, once you've cleaned it, you let it dry. And once it's completely dry, like don't dry it with anything or with any rag, because you don't want any residue of the rag in any of the internal mechanism, because it will either clog it or get into your coffee, and you don't want that. And then basically just take back the brew group and slide it back in the machine. Very easily, very simply. First of all, ensure that there's a little arrow here. Ensure that your arrow is pointing at the 3 o'clock. If it's not, just like use the locking mechanism here to unlock it and make sure that the arrow is pointing to the 3 o'clock. Now, I had the machine for 4 months. It never moved from the 3 o'clock position because I don't use brute force to remove the brew group or wash it. And then to put it back is very simple. Just hold this and put it back in. Now it's wet. I'm not going to put it back to right now, but just slide it until you hear a click, and then you're good to go. As simple as this, and you put everything else back in place. Hopefully you guys find this useful. Drop in your comments, let me know what you think, and let me know if you would require a descaling video in the future, and I can do that for you guys. Cheers.